Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Ozark Living. Today's video and topic, hey, we're talking a little bit about what to expect when moving to the Ozarks. Let's check it out. All right, hey guys, my name is Scott, and if this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome, thank you, and while you're here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm dropping a new video telling you everything you need to know about moving to or living in Lake of the Ozarks. We're also a group of licensed lenders and agents, so as much as I love making these videos, I would love even more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. So that number popping up below, I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's a question, a scenario, or just something I can do, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. In the meantime, this video is simplistic. It's what to expect when moving to the Ozarks. The reasons why we wanted to put this one together was just because a lot of the conversations we're having with folks like you is great conversations and great questions on, hey, what is the area like? What are the amenities? What's the weather like? What are the homes and pricing like? What are my options there? But hey, what should I expect? Maybe what don't I know, or what should I expect when moving to the Ozarks? So hey, first things first is let's go ahead and pull up a map of Missouri. On one side, you'll find St. Louis, the other side, Kansas City. So go to the middle, go down, that's where you're gonna find the lake. So the first thing to expect is that right there is the location of where we are. Because we are in the southern part of the country, expect milder winters, longer springs, longer falls, and longer summers. So folks that we're talking to that live up in the northern states, they're tired of the harsh winters, they're tired of the sub-zero temperatures, they're tired of the massive snowfall. So expect the opposite of that here. You are going to have a more of a milder temperatured winter, and so expect less snowfall, maybe 6 to 8 inches in total for the entire winter, where a lot of those northern states can get that in a couple of hours. So a shorter winter, which means longer springs, longer falls, longer summers. Also with longer summers, expect to have humidity with your summer. So if you're not used to Midwestern, humidity, you're gonna have that when you're down here. So come down, visit it. Expect that if you're visiting in the summertime, you're going to have humidity. But one of those big reasons why people are choosing to move here, why they love to live here, is because of those shorter winters and longer kind of warmer weather, outdoor seasonal months. And obviously if you enjoy outdoor activities and hiking and biking and recreational things, and obviously everything lake-like, you have a longer season in order to do that. So expect that when you come down and hang out. So because of location, right, number one, we talked about some climate, but you got to also understand of the area that you're thinking about relocating to. And so if you live in maybe a bigger city, metropolitan city, in those cities, the roadways and the systems are laid out very nicely. It's very structured, it's flat, and it's maybe in more of a grid type pattern. Expect to see the complete opposite of that when you come down. None of the roads around here make any sense. None of them are flat. None of them are straight. So we are in a mountain type environment. It's a rural area. This lake was a flooded lake that was in the mountains. And so because of driving in the mountains, expect that every road is going to be curvy. It's going to be hilly. Some of them are going to be gravel. Expect to have some challenges on the roadways. If that's something that you're not used to and you're very used to, well laid out, thought of, planned city environment, expect to see the complete opposite. And sometimes with that comes some challenges with, car or motion sickness. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and so when we're traveling here and we're going down I-70, which is super flat, like all good, but once we get about an hour and a half out, when we start to get into the hills and we start to get into the curves, and then she starts to get a little bit queasy, so does my wife. And so expect that. If that's something that you're not used to, then think about it, come down, hang out, and see how you do with that. But curvy roads, super hilly, super steep. The driveways of the homes that you could be looking at are going to be super steep the closer you are to the water. So expect to have some of those challenges. And if that's something you're not used to, then that's something to pay attention to when you come down. So some challenges when it comes to driving. Definitely want to come down and check it out, and definitely something to expect when you're here. So when we're still talking about the location of where we are, right, we're talking about the weather and what to expect. We're talking about the environment that you're living in, and with the roadways and travel ways, what to expect. But a lot of folks that we're talking to as well are asking about the people and what to expect when we're down there. And, you know, again, we are in a Midwestern type environment. So a lot of the people around here are, you know, super friendly, right? Good morals, good ethics, good values, super friendly. So it's very easy to build relationships and build community. You're either doing that with people on, you know, in your neighborhood or on your street. But if your kids are going to school, it's a really easy way to build relationships and friendships with people at the school. If you're involved in your church, it's an easy way to obviously build community in your church. Clearly, wherever you're working, or if you're volunteering, or if you're enjoying activities of any kind. So if you like, you know, hiking or biking or recreational activities, it's very easy to build relationships down here because most everybody is friendly. Again, we all know, right, that I split my time between Colorado and Missouri. And so sometimes when I'm back in the Denver area, you know, you could be walking around town or going through the city, and you could be making eye contact or nodding or smiling at somebody, and you might get nothing in return. That's probably the complete opposite of what it's like down here. So if you have kiddos that are going to school, it's obviously very easy to build a relationship with other families when your kiddos are going to school. If you're involved in your church, it's very easy to build community and relationship with those. If you have extracurricular activities, whether it's outdoor sports of some kind, or hiking or biking, or you're involved in a club of some kind, those are easy ways to build relationships and communities. That's an easy in no matter where you live, but especially here, it's extra easy, right? Everybody has moved here for pretty much the same reasons. And so even if you're just out and about, you know, I can't even think of maybe one or two times that I've been out, whether it's at the grocery store, the hardware store, retail shopping, and it's very easy just to nod and smile or say hi to somebody, and all of a sudden the conversation can start. So expect that when you come down here, it's going to be a very easy thing to do. Another thing to think about and consider when you're coming down, and something to expect, and we've talked about it before, you know, clearly there's plenty of lakefront opportunities when it comes to homes. And this was a man-made dammed lake, so there's 1,150 miles of shoreline. So expect to have plenty of opportunity to purchase or buy something that's on lakefront. So the dock out the back, the water out the back, whether that's a single-family home for owner-occupied purposes, investment opportunities, vacation homes, short-term rental stuff. Expect to have a lot of lakefront opportunities, but also something to think about, or something that you should expect, is all of the other opportunities that this area can provide. And there's a lot of second and third tier homes. And so these are homes that are not on the waterway anymore. They're up higher on the hillside, and you're going to expect to see some super massive big views of the water. And so that's something to think about and consider. Also, just properties that are completely off the lake altogether. You're going to expect to see properties that are going to have some acreage, so 2 to 5, 10, 15 acres easily. And then some of the conversations we're having with people more and more often, we're realizing that people are interested in that. So if you're in a big city or metropolitan area, a lot of people want to come down and they want some elbow space, they want some room. And so you can expect to see a lot of options when it comes to housing, and expect to see it at a suppressed price point. So we are below the national average when it comes to cost of living. Cost of living is everything included, whether it's the price of the home, the cost of goods, fuel, food, retail stuff, medical, like all of those things are going to be below the national average. So expect to see a lot of housing options, whether it's lakefront or off lake. Expect to see the cost of living below the national average and below probably the area that you're currently living in. So those are just some things to expect when you're making the transition down here. So understanding where you're moving to or thinking about relocating at is, you know, an area that's going to have a more of a milder winter, longer spring, longer fall, longer summer, that gives you longer opportunity for all those outdoor activities, you know, that you enjoy doing. So whether it's lake life activities with boating and skiing and fishing and all of those things, but hiking and biking and all the things things that you can do recreational outside. Expect to have a longer season to do all of that stuff and a more of a tamer, milder winter, longer summer season. But with that summer season is going to come humidity. So expect to see. Also understand the area in which we're relocating or thinking about purchasing in, right? Mountainous area. So with that comes super steep roads and curvy roads and sometimes gravel. Your driveways are super steep. That's going to cause challenges or adversity in commutes or in driving. So if you're not used to that in your current city that you live in, expect that when you come down here. And so maybe you get a little bit queasy, maybe you have challenges of driving. You got to be on point around here. You got to be paying attention because every road is curvy. It's weird, it's wonky, nothing is laid out right. It's going to cause some challenges, so expect that when you're driving on the roads. Obviously, when you do make it down here and you start to immerse yourself in the area and in the community, expect to be able to build relationships, find commonality, find friendship, find neighbors, find people at the schools or the churches or work or volunteering or all of your activities that you're doing. Expect to be able to build easy relationships, right? Good morals, good values, Midwestern people. It's going to be easy to, again, establish those relationships, build that community, find friendships, and find your neighbors. Expect that to be probably a very easy process when you're out there doing stuff. And while you're down here and you're hanging out and you're shopping, again, expect to see that there's going to be a ton of housing opportunities. So 1,150 miles of shorelines. There's tons of properties that give you that lakefront access. If that's something you're looking for, expect to see tons of options when it comes to lakefront. But hey, also expect to see some second and third tier opportunities or some opportunities completely off the lake altogether. A lot of elbow space, a lot of room, some acreage. Expect to maybe explore some of those other opportunities outside of just specifically lake life. And again, I say it all the time, right? We're licensed lenders and agents. I love making these videos, but I love even more to help you with those lending or real estate needs. So one more time, that number popping up below. I am the guy who answers the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's more questions or more scenarios or more conversations around what to expect when moving down here, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Till then, we'll see you on the next video. It's going to be hilly. Some of them are going to be gravel. Whether it's lakefront or off lake, expect to see the cost of others that are in this area. Fucking fly all over my leg. Right? And so if you have